What a game last night. What a series. I'm already asking historic questions when it comes to this series. For instance, is this one of the greatest series we have ever seen? One of the greatest conference finals we've ever seen? I'm old enough to remember, Lakers Blazers in 2000, some of those Spurs Mavs matchups in the 2000s, the Lakers Kings in 2002. Like, we've had some great series. This one stacks up with those. We're watching historic basketball right now. I'm watching Wemby, and I'm like, is this what it felt like for the old heads to watch a young Kareem or a young Wilt Chamberlain? I'm seeing what Alex Caruso was doing, and I'm like, is he one of the 10 best off-the-bench role players in NBA playoff history? I'm seeing what SGA is doing, aside from all the flopping that is getting old, like shoot a jump shot and land on your feet, my guy. You don't need to fall down every time. But I'm still seeing at how good he is at getting to his spots and creating in the isolation. I'm wondering, is he one of the 5 best isolation scorers in NBA history? This is just a phenomenal series. That dunk last night that Stephon Castle had, I know he had a problematic game. He's got to cut the turnovers down. What's he at, like 20 combined in the first 2 games here? But that dunk he had, that's got to be one of the 5 greatest playoff dunks I've ever seen. So this series, man, this series is epic. It's like a heavyweight fight, just watching these guys go blow for blow. If I'm OKC, I feel really good about that win, but I'm still a little concerned about that Jalen Williams injury. He's had a hamstring that's been bugging him for what seems like months now. It seems like this has been a 3-month process, a whole season process really with him. And then he missed the entire second half of that game last night with that hamstring. The Spurs, I'm probably not as concerned about that Dylan Harper injury. I think they reported it as a hamstring injury. You saw him. He walked very gingerly off the court. They had him jogging back court. It seemed like he was going to get back in the game. They elected to hold him out, probably a precautionary thing. It was wild to see Jordan McLaughlin playoff minutes. And shout out to him. He actually came through, hit a couple of big threes for them. But Dylan Harper, I'm guessing they were just playing it safe with him. No need to rush him back. It's going to be a very long series. Hopefully the series goes 7. Give me as much Spurs Thunder basketball as possible. But coming out of that game, if you're a Spurs fan, you still got to be feeling good. I mean, OKC, they were getting away with a lot. Isaiah Hartenstein, one of the dirtiest games I've ever seen. And I'm somebody who came up on 90s and 2000s basketball, so I'm not offended by it. I like it. I like, you got to do whatever it takes to win, man. My football coach used to say that all the time. He used to say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So Isaiah Hartenstein, that's what you got to do out there. Game 1, he was so ineffective. Game 2, he clearly was like, look, I'm going to be out here. I can't hang with Wemby, physically. I can't do anything with that guy. What I can do is I got 6 fouls. I'm 7 feet tall. I'm 260 pounds. I can throw my weight around. I can rough this game up. That's where I can bring this team value. So I appreciate a guy like that, realizing that in the playoffs, the game's going to get uglier, going to get grittier in the playoffs. I appreciate seeing somebody in real time make that realization and then go out and do it. I mean, we want physical basketball. We want gritty basketball. Obviously, I don't need the hair pulling of Stephon Castle or, the hooking of Wembanyama, the jerking his arm around, that stuff. Maybe don't cross that line. But the other stuff that he was doing, the little things, the physicality, that's what you're going to bring to the game. Just role players finding a way to make themselves effective, make an impact on the game. I always love seeing stuff like that. So for the Spurs, man, we talk about Dylan Harper, and oh my God, Dylan Harper is playing out of his mind this series. The other day on his podcast, Bill Simmons said he has him in Jason Kidd and Chris Paul territory already. He's already bookmarking him for multiple All-NBA first teams. He said at some point in his career, he's going to be the best guard in the NBA. That seems a little hyperbolic to me right now, but watching the kid last night, man, I mean, that spin move that he has might be the best spin move in the NBA. He seems to get free with it every single time. He's so much fun to watch. Stephon Castle, just a freak athlete. And then the thing we don't talk about with the Spurs, too, we always talk about their big 3, and I feel like we talk decently enough about Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell too, but we don't talk enough about Carter Bryant. The physicality, the size, and the athleticism that young kid has, he's going to be a problem for them for years to come. If they become a dynasty, I promise you he's going to be one of the 5 most important reasons why they become a dynasty. Absolute steal of a draft pick. I think they got him like 14th in that draft last year. So this is just such a fun playoff battle to watch. It was fun last night to see guys like Isaiah Joe coming up big for the Thunder. Their role players, their depth, the way they win on the margins. That Jared McCain trade looks better and better every day. So much fun to watch this series. I'm already saying this is one of the 5 best playoff series of my entire life. My daughter clearly agrees with it too. She was watching that game last night. She was having fun. But man, it's such a fun series. And it was cool too, because it came right after I finished recording with Sam Smith. If you guys haven't checked my podcast out yet, Layered Conversations, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify. I had the legendary Sam Smith on last night. This is a guy who's been covering basketball since the 1970s. We talked about, he opened the pod with, oh, I just had a lunch with Oscar Robertson earlier today. Like, what an epic name drop to open the podcast with. But he shared stories of Oscar Robertson. He shared stories of Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Clyde Frazier, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Like, we just went through the whole history of the NBA, and it was so cool to do that pod with him. Such an honor to do that pod with him. And then sit down and watch an absolutely all-time matchup in Thunder Spurs, what feels like the beginning of what could be one of the most storied rivalries in NBA history. So if you guys haven't checked that podcast out, please go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. Tonight, I'll be recording with Kerry Eggers. He wrote the book, the Jailblazers book that inspired the documentary. Trust me, if you've seen that Untold documentary on the Jailblazers on Netflix and you thought it was good, tune into this pod, because that documentary, they left a lot of shit out that we're going to cover.